Summer's gone, I lost it all. Twilight comes, and I recall September rain comes to me again, just like sudden sadness comes, hanging on the breeze. September rain falls on easy pain. All their little lovers here, and I down into your traces.
目覚めた人、ブッダ。
say you never stay to see it's ending. You wanted more to take of me than I own, but what I've got I gave to you. I don't know what to make of where we went wrong. The painless time, how long could such a foolish game go on? Can't you see I'm trying to get through?
Hello everybody, this is Tekka, and in this video what I'm going to be doing is showing you how to auto mount drives in Linux. Now there may be a wide variety of reasons you want to do this. For me, the example I'm going to be using in this video is the backup drive I have. There's multiple ways to get this information. You could either go to properties, so here you can see the actual mounted from dev sdb1, so you could just get it there and then skip a command, or you could even go into something like disks and go to the disk management and media. If we go to this one right here, you can see the SDB1, this is the drive. You can pull the UUID from here, and this is really all the information, so you could just pull it from here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to see this in the terminal as well, if you prefer to use that. So we have our terminal here, and what we're going to do is show you a couple commands to get this same information. So if you do sudo fdisk -L, it will list all the partitions on your system, so this is where you can pull the mounted from. So the one we're going to be messing with here is this device. You could see it's, no, it's not that device, it's going to be this device right here, the SDB1, and it gives you some information on the drive. You can see the bytes, the name of it, the size available. So that's one way to see your partition data, but the command that is most important is sudo blkid, and what that's going to do is it's going to open up the drive information and the UUID, and this is going to be what we need. I have labels on all my drives, so that makes it even easier. So if you do reformat your drives, I would recommend adding a label that you can easily identify. But we can see here this is the backup drive. We match it up with the SDB1, so we are all good to go here. So I'm going to copy this UUID, copy, and then what we're going to do is edit the fstab folder. Now you need to be really careful when editing this folder, because this is how your system reads your boot drive as well, so you don't want to mess around with anything other than adding information. So we're going to go sudo nano. Nano's a text editor that's built into terminal. It works great for quick edits like this. Type etc/s stab, just like that. Hit enter, and we see here this is the fstab, the static file system information, and right here is our boot partition, and then right below this is our main home directory root partition. So what we're going to want to do is add an entry. So this is all controlled with the keyboard, so we're going to go ahead and tab on down, go to the very end of this, and then go down. And then from here, I'm actually going to add a note so I can easily identify what this is. So we're going to type something like a hashtag or number pound, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to call this backup, and then I'm going to do the actual mounting point. So for this, it's /dev sdb1, I believe. SDB1, yep, SDB1. So I know what drive it is. Equals, and then paste in that UUID you copied earlier. So paste that in. And now is that mount point you created earlier. So just do / and then paste hit point you backup. Called your / this case can actually, we're going to hit the system or the E. Now if you're basically a profile, is the auto. Hit tab again, description, letting you know what this is, but is that it's kind of like it shows another. I'm going to say it again. Don't mess with any of this. You will make it so you can't boot into your system, and then you'll have to go get a live disk and get into it, fix it, all that fun stuff. So to save it, you can see right here, write out. So it's just Control and 0. And then you're going to want to make sure it's the etc fstab, hit enter, and you should be good to go. So if I go Control, I think it's X for exit, we are now exited to the terminal. So now what we're going to do is run a quick command to make sure that it mounted properly, and that is just sudo mount -a, just like that. And if we go in here, it should be mounted. So actually I'm going to unmount it real quick, run this command one more time. I'll just do sudo mount -a, hit enter, and this drive is mounted. So you see it didn't bring up any issues. It should be okay. If you really want to double check, you could go ahead and go to your root directory, go into your etc folder, and then find that fstab file right here. Double click on that, and then you can see that this has been added. So we're going to close this out, and that's really about it. I tested it through the command, but you could go ahead and reboot your system to make sure it worked that way. And that is how you mount your hard disks, SSDs. You could even do this with USBs, SD cards, whatever you want in Linux. I hope this has helped you out in some sort of way. I have tons of great Linux content. You could check it out.
So yeah, we'll take a Seon. Hope I'm pronouncing your name. Yeah, he does the YouTube thing. Definitely check him out if you want to see other tools that he's going to make in the future. So yeah, we'll take a look at this one next. This is by, I guess, Seon or Seon. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. So this, again, just like this Reddit script, allows us to get content from YouTube, and it's not even using their API. That should have been obvious from looking at the source code, but yeah, this guy made videos. You need getting a link from YouTube, and by using YouTube's search function, so the results that, and by not going to be search. So why don't we just do Bugs Writer titles, and then on my system I named it, and then it's just your link, browse Reddit and get it from. He has a video about it on his channel as well. Yeah, this one here. So yeah, he does the YouTube thing. Definitely check him out if you want to see other tools that he's going to make in the future. So yeah, we'll take a look at this one next. This is by, I guess, Seon or Seon. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. So this, again, just like this Reddit script, allows us to get content from YouTube, and it's not even using their API. That should have been obvious from looking at the source code, but yeah, this guy's script doesn't use Reddit's API, and this isn't using YouTube's API. So basically, it's kind of doing the same thing with MPV. Like, I've made videos about how you can play YouTube links in MPV. So obviously that's going to be a dependency of it, and YouTube DL. You need a fuzzy finder, and you need either Rofi or dmenu. So you've got a little bit of flexibility there. So in a nutshell, what this is doing is it's getting a link from YouTube, and by using YouTube's search function, so the results that you get are going to be displayed similarly to what you would get if you actually went to YouTube and searched for something. Of course, there's not going to be like the algorithm filtering the results because there's no accounts associated with this, so keep that in mind. And then it shows you the titles, and then you choose one. It uses MPV to play it on your desktop. So on my system, I named it to YTS just because I already had another alias for YT. And so search. So why don't we just do Bugs Writer? Let me see, is it 2 Gs or 1 G? So we can just search for him, and here we go. I think this is that one of him showing his own Reddit script. And so now it's playing in MPV. So you can full screen it, you can do everything else that MPV allows you to do. And of course, you're not going to see the thumbnail of it. Pretty sure that YouTube needs scripts in order to view thumbnails, because just on, like, I know when you disable scripts in your browser, usually you don't see thumbnails in YouTube, if you disable all scripts, that is. So if you can figure out what content you want to watch just based off of like just the title, then this is going to be a pretty good solution for you watching YouTube without the browser. So hope you enjoyed. Hope you're going to find these scripts useful. Have a great rest of your day.
So recently I've been playing around with the Pine Time Watch, and I'm going to talk about itself and the developing process in 2023. So watch is sold by the the same company.
Be the very best, like no
Pine 64. It's got a nice high
it's
resolution.
them is my real test.
It's got an older chip, but that's okay because it only costs $26. And when you're developing, it also comes. You can buy one with
To understand whatever was, to catch them is my real test. To train
at this point, so there's a lot of software for it. But because it's pretty old, there's also the limitations with the CPU being slightly older and the limited RAM that it comes with it. But as for software, it first comes with Infinity Time. And Infinity Time is really cool because it's relatively decent sized group of people releasing patches for it relatively quickly. You can grab the release here. You just grab this app DFU and you use Gadget Bridge and you flash the device whenever there's a new release. And as for appearances, I think it actually looks pretty nice. The clock face, time, the date, and the little battery icons, and it's pretty smooth and fast. The only problem with it is if you go to the watch, it only has these apps on it. You can't add any extra watches without doing an entire rebuild and then flashing the image onto it. So as for app supports, there's music, notifications, stopwatches, and heart rate sensor and stuff like that. But if you want to download any more apps, you have to basically develop them, push them to this repo, have them being committed, and then everyone else can get the apps on the next release. Or you could just make the build yourself and have a custom build and custom repo where you have your own custom apps and you can flash them onto here. So what I decided to do is look for ways to put Exprino onto this, and this person right here, Jeremy, made a cool GitHub repo where he made a custom Exprino build that supports multiple different apps. So the Pine Time watch is actually P8. They basically, well, from what it seems like, they just basically used the P8 and sold it on their website. But that's fine because it's a very common watch, so there's a lot of support for it. So if you were to install this different package, you get to the store launching page, and you just select a watch, and then you can select these different apps to download. Not too many because this is a relatively niche product, but still very cool with the promise of being able to use a bunch of apps. So, but now what I wanted to do was slightly different. So I wanted to start off with a bare Exprino build, and this guy Fanush has a good repo on not only the P8 but a whole bunch of different smartwatch. But specifically with the P8 or the Pine Time, he's got this. Let's see. He's got a build here, and you can directly flash that onto your device. Now, flashing the device requires soldering to these little pins. If you want to use a standard serial wire programmer, you need to solder onto this. Otherwise, you can program over Bluetooth, but I find this to be quicker and more reliable for the most part. So when you do that, your board will look something like this. So there's 4 little connections here. They run down to this ribbon cable. And to use, so you need a programmer like this. This is a Seger programmer. This specific one is the cheapest one you could possibly imagine. you can get these for literally dollars. If you want to get them off AliExpress, the normal Sega programmers are vastly more expensive. These are it'll cost you around like a couple $100. So I prefer something like this because, you know, I'm cheap. So what do you need to do? So basically, these are the commands we have to go through. First, we have to recover it, program the hex file, then reset it. And if you want to use the latest build instead of using that pre-built one, what we need to do is we need to take this file right here, this pasdk12.py, and then put it into Xprino and then run the commands. So let's go do that. I'm gonna push this over here. Okay, so let me plug in this device. Plugged in. So first, I'm on Windows because I hate myself. So we're gonna do, what is this? We're gonna list these IDs, and then we're gonna attach 6.2. I'll get a first start Ubuntu. Attach the device. Okay. Go to Xprino. Okay, so what we need to do first, we'll reset the board. NRF jprog.f nrf f2.recover. Okay, so now it's completely reset. So now we have to set up Xprino. So we'll run this command. So this will set up the Xprino to use our CPU. Okay, so then this is where I told you need to drag over that file. So I've already done that, and so if we go into CD boards, you'll see this guy right here. Then what we need to do is we need to make release, and this is going to make release everything.
One of the most popular technologies to come out over the past few years are having a command searching online to web scraping. And it's been an interesting endeavor that he's doing so far. So yeah, we can take a look at the script here, and you can see it's just 20 or so lines of shellcode. If you get rid of the spaces and the comments and stuff. Pretty simple, so it just lets you search Google for whatever you want. I can demo it for you. So you just type Tuxie followed by your search query. So when was the Fed created? And you don't even have to put quotes or anything like that if you don't want. And it's just going to give you back a simple answer, just like you saw over here in the browser. And we can also search for things like, what is the cast of Goodfellas? And so this should return a list of actors, just like it would do if we searched on Google. So you see you get that same list of actors right here, just obviously a lot of extra stuff is being loaded when you do it through the web browser. We can even do a search query with some small spelling mistakes in it, and it's going to be corrected and fetches the result, just like if you were Googling something. So let's do, what is Linux spelled poorly? And so it's going to say, well, usually right here it would say you mean Linux instead of you mean what. I guess this is like maybe some sort of weird bug. Oh, it's because I spelled what wrong as well. That's what it is. It's not a bug. It just doesn't identify all of my spelling mistakes. Yeah, so you see, do you mean Linux? And it's going to tell you the answer. Linux is a family of open source Unix-like operating systems, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it gives you same answer, if I could type correctly. Same answer that you get if you Google it. So yeah, this is a great way to get some simple search answers without loading up an entire browser. Like obviously, if you were on a computer with very low specs, it would be much more taxing to load up a browser and load up a web page when you could just get a simple answer like this. Now, currently, the script only works with Google. There might be some ways to tweak it to work with other search engines, but you know, using Google in this way, there really isn't that much data that Google can reliably gather from you. So like there's no cookies, right? There's no cookies that are being downloaded or JavaScript that's being executed on your machine. So Google can't really track you or fingerprint you that way. In fact, the only data that's really being sent to Google is your user agent. And this is being spoofed. Like even if you just use the vanilla version of the script, you can see that Bugs Writer is sending a user agent that says we're using Firefox on Windows 10. And obviously I'm not on Windows 10. So that's pretty cool. And you can just change this however you want. Like on mine, I currently have it set to use Internet Explorer 11 on Windows 10, and you can just search up like common user agents, and you can copy pretty much any of these. Like I was trying a bunch of these. The iPad one works, iPhone. The only ones that didn't really work was using like a PS5 user agent or pretty much any type of console user agent, but items like an iPad, phone, any type of computer, any type of operating system, that's going to work. So yeah, you can spoof that. And this is where it's actually getting the search query, right? So it's curling it. And then the rest of it is basically right here, just obviously a lot of extra stuff. Answers, these simple strings can be gotten, Bugs Writer out how to use. So you can see it's just Google for what it created. Simple answer, just like you saw over here in the browser. And we can also search for things like, you know, what is the cast of Goodfellas? And so this should return a list of actors, just like it would do if we searched on Google. So you see you get that same list of actors right here, just obviously a lot of extra stuff is being loaded when you do it through the web browser. We can even do a search query with some small spelling mistakes in it, and it's going to be corrected and fetches the result, just like if you were Googling something. So let's do, what is Linux spelled poorly? And so it's going to say, well, usually right here it would say you mean Linux instead of you mean what. I guess this is like maybe some sort of weird bug. Oh, it's because I spelled what wrong as well. That's what it is. It's not a bug. It just doesn't identify all of my spelling mistakes. Yeah, so you see, do you mean Linux? And it's going to tell you the answer. Linux is a family of open source Unix-like operating systems, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it gives you same answer, if I could type correctly. Same answer that you get if you Google it. So yeah, this is a great way to get some simple search answers without loading up an entire browser. Like obviously, If you were on a computer with very low specs, it would be much more taxing to load up a browser and load up a web page when you could just get a simple answer like this. Now, currently, the script only works with Google. There might be some ways to tweak it to work with other search engines, but using Google in this way, there really isn't that much data that Google can reliably gather from you. So like there's no cookies, right? There's no cookies that are being downloaded or JavaScript that's being executed on your machine. So Google can't really track you or fingerprint you that way. In fact, the only data that's really being sent to Google is your user agent. And this is being spoofed. Like even if you just use the vanilla version of the script, you can see that BugsWriter is sending a user agent that says we're using Firefox on Windows 10. And obviously I'm not on Windows 10. So that's pretty cool. And you can just change this however you want. Like on mine, I currently have it set to use Internet Explorer 11 on Windows 10. And you can just search up like common user agents. And you can copy pretty much any of these. Like I was trying a bunch of these. The iPad one works, iPhone. The only ones that didn't really work was using like a PS5 user agent or pretty much any type of console user agent. But items like an iPad, phone, any type of computer, any type of operating system, that's going to work. So yeah, you can spoof that. And this is where it's actually getting the search query, right? So it's curling it. And then the rest of it is basically just formatting it to give you that simple output instead of just outputting the entire HTML of the page. So it uses curl, and curl can also be used with a proxy. So if you don't even want Google to have your IP address, you could just do that. It would also be pretty trivial to just modify this script to use a different user agent each time it starts up, and you could even have a list of proxies that's loaded by the script and then just have it use a different proxy every single time. So you can modify this, and Google is literally not getting anything from you other than a user agent that's being spoofed and an IP address that's not even yours. So they can't really track you, right? The best they can do is correlate these random user agents with IP addresses. You aren't loading the actual web page, which also means that you're not going to be loading any ads. So Google doesn't really make any money off of these search queries. The only thing that I guess Google would get out of this is the statistic for somebody making a search query to see how popular a particular subject is, because like you can go on, I think it's Google Trends, and like it gives you a rough idea of how many people Googled a specific keyword. So this data would be put into that, but obviously the data can't really be linked to you if you mask your IP address and use a random user agent. And you're not using any Google account with this, so it's not like they can really correlate your age or your gender or any of that extra information that Google collects to try and see what kind of people are interested in a particular topic. And obviously, the only way to get around that is to just simply use a different search engine altogether, like Swisscows, DuckDuckGo, or Surex. Those are privacy-respecting search engines, so you could just use them in the browser, assuming that the whole reason you're using this is just for the privacy purposes. So overall, I think that the script is kind of interesting for getting these quick responses to just a simple type of question. It kind of reminds me of Ask Jeeves. So you remember that search engine from back in the day before Google, except that you're getting the answers right here on your command line. That would probably be peak comfiness if you could ask Jeeves on the command line. But hey, I'll settle for Google for now. So nice work on the script, BugsWriter. And to those of you watching, you can grab it from this GitHub page. I'll go ahead and leave it in the description for you as well. There's only a couple of dependencies for this script. So like pup, recode, and JQ. Good chance that you already have that stuff on you. Really easy to install, so try it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
All right. So I'm gonna clear this.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So in this video I'm going to show you stop playing with this. So let's time work thing make notice answer. Alright, let's do more. Okay, off my okay, let's give up. Cancel was answer to all of my computer using. Okay, so I think I bragged a lot. Let me lines long. Let me show it looks like, and I'm not going to explain you this in this video. I will make a separate video web scripting on a lot of ad what I did. So here you're this work. This is the end of like the third to anything here. It's just going to take that input. So and as you can see, it's really bad way to install some program. You have to create this gsearch script by following these guides. So what this is, let me just show you. So first you have to type suppose like google.com, then search, and then q is equal to and anything like who is stoward or anything. So here you are getting result. Open your inspect element, go to network tab, and then you will get something like this, or you should just reload. I think reload is a better way. Okay, so right now you are getting this. So now right click, copy as skull. So after when you copy this, you have to run these commands. So it's nothing but just you have to create a gsearch script in .local bin where you have to paste whatever you just copied. So here by using xclip you are going to paste whatever you just copied. So let me show you my gsearch script. Now obviously there can be a better way of installing this, or even chmod plus x gsearch. I think I forget to add this in my GitHub. Here I should just add this one more command like chmod command. And after you are ready with your gsearch script, you can just run these three commands, or you can just run it before, it doesn't matter. Just put your tuxi file in your local bin. Also make sure to put gsearch in your .local bin, or if you put it somewhere else, you can do something like go to your tuxi file and you will find this line on line 13. Just change this look.
I feel like I'm gone. I'm hitting it right from the back and she moan. Yeah, she telling me take it slow. Yeah, home. Baby, just drop off all your clothes. Home. I'm about to send you my low.